The elders of the forest still whisper about the night the drums stopped beating. Long before that silence fell, the kingdom of Ajaba was a place where animals spoke openly beneath the great Baobab, where disputes were settled in daylight and secrets feared the sun. The Baobab stood at the heart of the land, its trunk so wide that 10 elephants could not circle it, its roots deep enough to touch the oldest stories buried beneath the earth. And beneath that tree ruled King Leopard, swift, feared, admired. He was not the strongest, nor the wisest, but he was decisive. In times of drought, he rationed water. In times of conflict, he chose sides quickly. The animals liked certainty, even when it came with sharp teeth. Among them lived a creature no one feared, Chameleon. He was small, patient, and almost always unnoticed. He moved slowly along branches, changing colors with the bark, the leaves, the shadows. When arguments broke out, he listened. When alliances formed, he observed. When secrets were whispered, he remembered. And when he smiled, no one saw it. It began with a rumor. One dry season, when the Hamadan winds carried dust across the plains, word spread that the sacred river was shrinking. The river had never failed the kingdom. It flowed even when rain refused to fall. But now its waters thinned, exposing rocks long hidden. Elephant blamed the weather. Crocodile blamed upstream beavers. Monkey blamed everyone. King Leopard called a council beneath the Baobab. "We must find the cause," Leopard declared. "If the river dies, so do we." Animals murmured in agreement. Chameleon said nothing. That night, under a moon shaped like a broken claw, Chameleon crept toward the riverbank. He changed to the color of mud and waited. Hours passed. Then he saw it. Hyena. Hyena and a small group of jackals were digging narrow trenches along the river's edge, redirecting water into hidden underground channels leading toward their territory. They laughed quietly, teeth flashing in moonlight. "Let the river shrink," Hyena whispered. "When thirst grows, power grows." Chameleon's eyes rotated slowly. He did not gasp. He did not intervene. He returned to his branch and began to think. The next morning, he climbed to Monkey's tree. "I hear Crocodile plans to claim the river as his," Chameleon whispered casually. Monkey's tail stiffened. "Crocodile? That greedy scale." Chameleon only shrugged and changed to a thoughtful green. By midday, Monkey had told Antelope. Antelope told Gazelle. Gazelle told Elephant. By evening, Crocodile was surrounded by suspicious stares. Crocodile, confused and enraged, slithered to the Baobab demanding justice. Leopard frowned. "I have heard troubling things," he said slowly. Crocodile swore innocence, and Chameleon watched from above, blending into bark. The following night, Chameleon visited Crocodile quietly. "I know who truly steals the water," he whispered. "But truth is heavy. It crushes those who carry it alone." Crocodile narrowed his eyes. "Speak." "Hyena," Chameleon replied softly. "But if you accuse him without proof, the kingdom will think you desperate." Crocodile growled. "Then what do you suggest?" Chameleon tilted his head. "Wait." Meanwhile, he visited Hyena. "Crocodile plans to expose you," Chameleon said calmly. "He says he has proof." Hyena's laughter faltered. "Impossible." "Then you have nothing to fear," Chameleon replied smoothly, shifting to Hyena's sandy color. Seeds of suspicion sprouted quickly. Within days, Crocodile and Hyena were at each other's throats beneath the Baobab. Accusations flew. Old grudges resurfaced. Leopard roared for silence, but unity had already cracked. The river continued shrinking. Animals began hoarding water in shells, hollow logs, even abandoned burrows. Trust dried faster than the riverbed. And Chameleon. He thrived in chaos. He carried messages between rivals, twisting words slightly each time. He positioned himself as mediator, confidant, helper. When Elephant worried, Chameleon soothed him. When Monkey panicked, Chameleon advised caution. When Leopard doubted himself, Chameleon suggested firmness. Slowly, subtly, Leopard began asking Chameleon's opinion before making decisions. Power rarely arrives with a trumpet. Sometimes it arrives disguised as advice. One evening, as the sky burned orange, Tortoise, old and observant, approached Chameleon. "You change colors too often," Tortoise said calmly. Chameleon smiled faintly. Adaptation is survival. Or deception, Tortoise replied. Chameleon's eyes shifted independently, studying the old shellbearer. In drought, wisdom must be flexible. Tortoise said nothing more, but he began watching. The breaking point came when Elephant's young calf collapsed from thirst. Panic swept through the kingdom like wildfire. Leopard declared a full investigation. Guards were assigned to patrol the river at night. Hyena panicked. Under cover of darkness, he and the jackals worked faster, digging deeper channels to redirect what little water remained. But they were careless. The ground near the trenches grew unstable. That same night, Chameleon positioned himself near Leopard. If Hyena is guilty, he murmured thoughtfully, public punishment will restore trust. Leopard nodded slowly, but before any trial could occur, the earth gave way. With a thunderous crack, the weakened riverbank collapsed, swallowing Hyena and 2 jackals into the dry trench they had carved. Water rushed violently into the pit, flooding it. By dawn, Hyena's laughter was gone forever. Shock froze the kingdom. Crocodile was cleared of suspicion. The trenches were discovered. The truth surfaced naturally, without Chameleon lifting a claw. Leopard stood before the baobab, grief and anger battling in his golden eyes. Greed has punished itself, he declared. Animals nodded solemnly. The river slowly stabilized now that its flow was no longer stolen. But something had changed. Tortoise climbed the baobab one afternoon, a rare effort for him, and addressed the council. We nearly destroyed ourselves before discovering the truth, he began. And yet the one who first saw the crime never spoke plainly. A hush fell. Chameleon's skin flickered. Tortoise continued. Division spread faster than drought. Words twisted sharper than claws. Someone fed mistrust. Eyes turned upward. Chameleon descended slowly, his colors shifting through greens, browns, grays. I only tried to prevent chaos, he said softly, by creating it. Tortoise asked. Leopard's gaze hardened. Did you know? Chameleon hesitated. Just once. A mistake. Yes, he admitted. But if I had spoken immediately, Hyena would have denied it. Conflict would have come anyway. I guided it. Guided it. Elephant rumbled. My calf nearly died. Crocodile's tail lashed. You let us tear each other apart. Chameleon lifted his chin. And yet the truth emerged. Tortoise shook his head slowly. Truth without integrity is poison. Silence pressed heavily on the clearing. Leopard stepped forward. You are clever, the king said. But cleverness without loyalty is dangerous. You will no longer advise this throne. Exile was declared. Chameleon was banished beyond the red rocks, where trees grew thin and shadows stretched long. As he left, he did not protest. At the border of the kingdom, he paused and glanced back. His skin blended with the dusty horizon. Power, he whispered to himself, is not lost. It only changes color. Years passed. The kingdom of Ajaba recovered. The river flowed steadily. Leopard ruled with more caution. Tortoise's words became proverbs shared with the young. And sometimes, when disputes grew heated, animals would look toward the distant red rocks, half expecting to see a flicker of shifting color watching them. Because betrayal does not always roar like lion. Sometimes it moves slowly. Sometimes it smiles. And sometimes, it waits for the right moment to change again. The elders end the tale the same way each time. Beware the one who speaks peace into both ears. For a divided kingdom needs no enemy. It only needs a clever tongue.